Alright, let's talk about one of my absolute favorites, traditional Italian lasagna, or as we say here, lasagna alla Bolognese. So, here's what you need to know. The prep time is about 30 minutes, and the cook time is, well, between 1.5 to 2 hours. This recipe serves 6 to 8 people, so it's perfect for a family meal or, a cozy dinner with friends. For the Bolognese sauce or ragu, you'll need 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 small onion finely chopped, 1 carrot finely chopped, and 1 celery stalk also finely chopped. Then, add 1 pound of ground beef, or you can do half beef and half pork if you like. You'll also want half a cup of dry white wine, 1.5 cups of crushed tomatoes or passata, a quarter cup of tomato paste, salt and pepper to taste, and if you want, a pinch of nutmeg or maybe a bay leaf. That's really the heart of the sauce. For the Béchamel sauce, you'll need 4 tablespoons of butter, a quarter cup of all-purpose flour, and 3 cups of warm whole milk. Don't forget some salt, white pepper, and just a pinch of nutmeg to bring it all together. Okay, so for the other ingredients, you'll need about 9 to 12 sheets of lasagna, either fresh or the no-boil dry kind, 1 cup of grated Parmigiano-Reggiano, and just a bit of olive oil or butter for greasing. Simple, right? Now let's make the ragu. First, heat some olive oil in a large skillet or pot. Then, sauté your onion, carrot, and celery until they're nice and soft. Add in the ground meat and brown it well, breaking it up as it cooks. Next, pour in the wine and let it simmer until it has pretty much evaporated. Stir in the crushed tomatoes and tomato paste, and don't forget to season with salt and pepper. Let it all simmer on low heat, partially covered for about 45 to 60 minutes, stirring every now and then. That's how you build those deep, rich flavors. Alright, let's make the bechamel. In a saucepan, melt the butter. Then, whisk in the flour and cook it for about 1 or 2 minutes. Just be careful not to let it brown. Gradually add the warm milk while whisking all the time. Cook over medium heat until it thickens up nicely. Season with a bit of salt, some white pepper, and just a touch of nutmeg. Once it's ready, go ahead and set it aside. Now it's time to assemble the lasagna. First, preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius. Lightly grease a baking dish. Start layering a spoonful of ragu, then lasagna sheets, followed by more ragu, some bechamel, and a sprinkle of Parmigiano. Repeat this for about 3 or 4 layers. Finish off with bechamel and a generous topping of cheese. Next, cover the dish with foil and bake for 25 minutes. Then, uncover and bake for another 15 to 20 minutes until it's golden and bubbly on top. Let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes before serving so all the flavors can settle together. And finally, pair your lasagna with a glass of Chianti, Montepulciano or Sangiovese red wine. Enjoy!